Matt Rule of Carolina, 4-1 to be the first coach to be fired, followed by Mike McCarthy of the Cowboys, 6-1, Cliff Kingsbury of Arizona, 10-1, and Lovie Smith of Houston, 13-1. So, KJ, do you like any of these plays? Do you think this is worth a bet?
Oh, yeah, Matt Rule all day, because you literally have two quarterbacks that are trying to figure out where their life is. You saw the desperation move they made last year by bringing Cam Newton back, and that didn't work. So what's left but to go? So barring the Panthers having a miracle turnaround season and nobody sees that, I think Vegas has them at 6.5 wins, right? So you're literally talking about a team that I don't know if they can get out of their own way. That's why you're hearing a lot of this push of Christian McCaffrey as comeback player of the year, and he's a sexy pick as MVP. No, Matt Rule will be the first to go. Even though Houston may have a worse record than Carolina, I think between David Tepper, the owner, and just not being patient with this team anymore, Matt Rule may be gone before the middle of the season's over.
I think that's why they're probably the favorites. I think that's
Yeah.
why Matt Rule is only 4-1 to be the first coach fired, because that's a good point that you made about David Tepper. He seems like kind of an impatient owner since he has taken
Yeah.
over at Carolina, because number one, he seems to sign every single quarterback that he even, sees that's somewhat good, which, most of these have not even been somewhat good. In fact, Sam Darnold might have been the worst quarterback I've seen in a long time, gracing the field for the NFL. So I'm not sure. I think maybe you look at Mike McCarthy, because we all know Jerry Jones is a little impatient too. But what I first looked up when I saw that, I said, okay, so how long does Sean Payton have to remain unemployed before he can coach the Cowboys? Because that's the big rumor circulating. If you look at that schedule and you think, okay, the Cowboys lose the first game of the season to the Bucks, maybe they lose again to the Bengals. Okay, so they beat the Giants. They're 1-2, 2-2 against the Commanders, and then 2-3, possibly 2-4. Do you think panic starts to set in for the Cowboys?
No, because Jerry Jones is not going to be told when to do it. He's going to pull the trigger when he wants to do it. And I think because the Cowboys still have a legit chance to win the NFC East, nothing will happen before the end of the season. But I think as long as there's a chance for the Cowboys to win the NFC East, Mike McCarthy's going to be in that seat. Now, if they lose their first playoff game, which is going to happen, then it happens probably the very next day.